What's up YouTube, Jamie the Kid 00 here, and I'm back with my third deck profile of the week. This is also going to be my third deck profile of Order of Chaos. What I've brought to you is an up-to-date wind-up deck for the for the rest of the March format, and hopefully, fingers crossed, for much of the next format as well, seeing as I've invested a bit in this deck. There are going to be a few proxies. I'll explain them as I go. There's only a couple because I'm waiting on stuff coming through from eBay. But the deck, for all intents and purposes, is complete, provided I pull one more Rat and one more Zenmaines in my box. Zenmaines in our boxes. We've got two boxes, so without further ado, let's get the actual deck started. For the monster lineup, I'm starting off with 3 Rabbit. I know a lot of people have been dropping down to 2, but I absolutely love this card. Oops, sorry, my camera was kind of lagging out there. Simply because it's just really awesome for setting off your factories in your opponent's turn. It's really good for preserving level 4s. I used to really like it with Overwind, but I took Overwind out. But I couldn't run less than 3 in this deck. It's just so useful. And also, it also plays off of things like Magician. And, I could go on and on about what these things do, but they just aren't coming to mind. But Rabbit is an absolutely amazing card. Next up, I run 3 Rat, but these are my proxies for Rat. I wouldn't run Honeybee in this deck because, sadly, Honeybee's a bit slow and there's a lot of destruction in the next format. So, 3 Rat, essential for your combo, absolutely nuts. Probably the thing I'd see get hit in the next list, in the March list, but 3 Rat proxies, because 2 are on the way from eBay. 1 Wind-Up Hunter for the loop. I didn't want to go to 2 Hunter because I haven't managed to get hold of a second one, but I'm more of a fair play gamer, and I thought 1 was enough for me. I've got enough search in this deck. The deck can really hit into that Hunter really easily, so 1 was enough for me. And 1 Wind-Up Kitten for basically this deck has real trouble with cards that can't be destroyed by card effects or really high attack monsters. So Wind-Up Kitten really solves that problem of getting rid of things like Solder, which I did have a problem with earlier. So Wind-Up Kitten is definitely your problem solver for the toolbox. I run 3 Wind-Up Sharks because Konami, they must have been going out of their way to make a broken card when they came up with this, because there's no way they thought that Wind-Up Shark was going to be balanced, unless this was to prepare people for the ban list. But I'm so glad I managed to get 3 of these, because they are, for me, the hardest card to get for the deck, besides Zenmaines, really. But absolutely awesome card. As Cupcakey21 has been pointing out, absolutely adorable artwork as well. So just got to be run at 3 in this deck, and absolutely amazing. I dropped down from 3 to 2 Wind-Up Magicians. I used to like 3, but I started clogging the hand. I started drawing 2 at once, and then I really didn't like it. And I needed more space for things to help me adapt to the rest of the meta, to stop Insectors and other wind-up players killing me really early on in the game. So I had to drop down to 2 Magicians. Still really awesome when you get into them, especially when you combo with Shark, because, I mean, you summon Magician, Special Shark, and you get an instant search. It's absolutely crazy. Then you search for a level 3, overlay the Shark and the level 3 for your first Zenmaines, and you can just go off from there. So 2 Magician is definitely nuts. Next up, I run 2 Soldiers. I run Soldier over Dog and Warrior, simply because you can drop Soldier and get over Thunder King and things like that, which is really useful in especially early game. So the fact that your opponent summons Thunder King and they think they have you locked then, because there's a lot of search in this deck with things like Factory, etc., etc. So Soldier really helps you out against those Thunder King plays, especially because I don't play Thunder Kings of my own. There wasn't enough room, and they stopped the deck. I run 2 Tour Guides and a Sangan. I don't have 3 Tour Guides, so 2 will have to do. I'm not going to run the deck without them, because this deck needs level 3s, it needs to hunt level 3s. There's a lot of searchable stuff with Sangan, so that's why I still run it. So, Tour Guides and Sangan, absolutely awesome. One thing I quickly realised in my testing was this deck is all about card advantage, card advantage, card advantage. You never run out of hand. So, Trygodia was a much safer bet than Gauze in this deck, because I run quite a few continuous cards and just back row that I really want to stick around. So, Gauze really wasn't a good idea. So, I mean, I can consistently have 5 cards in hand at any point in the game. So, Trago is just a crazy card to have. So, when you can drop a 3k beat stick, it's then stronger than Gauze. and it can modulate its level to help you with your Zenmaines combo as well. So it's just an absolutely nuts card in wind-ups for the level modulation alone. Then next up, I run 2 Veilers. Because of the Insector build, these will stop dragonflies and things like that getting the Hornet equipped in the first place. I can see the next format being a triple Veiler format if the wind-ups and Insectors aren't a hit. So I'm really kind of glad they're bringing out Effect Veiler and Super. I'm definitely going to be getting a few of those, like for other decks, because I can't keep swapping Veilers around. But I definitely think next format's going to be a triple Veiler format. Also, another reason I run these is because I only have 1 Max C. I'd run 3 Max C for fear of the wind-up hand loop, but at the moment, the wind-up hand loop can be stopped with Veiler. You've just really got to know what you're stopping and hope your opponent isn't running the level 3 Gigasaurus spam deck. And then finally, my last monster is 1 Max C, because I have the Max C. It's got to be run. Gains massive advantage in this deck. Alright, on to spells. I run 3 Wind-Up Factory because it's absolutely nuts. Sadly, I don't have any in English, so if someone doesn't know what to do, I'm in trouble. But literally, Wind-Up Factory is the absolute nuts in this deck because you can plus and plus and plus already, and this just goes crazy with the amount of effects you can activate in your turn and your opponent's turn, and it's once per turn, so you can do it yours and your opponent's. So it's just absolutely crazy for generating that hand advantage and setting up for plays. So definitely run it at 3. Otherwise, don't run the deck at all. Next up, I run 2 dualities because they're dualities and an Avarice, because this deck is all about setup and just there's not much else to say. Dualities and Avarice bring the deck to life. God, my camera really is lagging. I hope I'm not running out of memory. Finally, the last card other than the staples that I run is 1 limiter removal, because you can build an OTK out of the 3 Zenmaines and the Zenmaines. If I can hit into this and a tour guide turn 1, it's game as long as my opponent doesn't have Mirror Force, because I can put 12,000 on the board, so even if they deep prison or they have a monster, I can still game people off of that. If they gauze, I'm in trouble. But I can still hit over the gauze because I'm on 3k each monster, so limiter removal is still just an absolutely nutty card to run. And then finally I run the staples of Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, 1 Mind Control because of the sheer amount of level modulation in this deck. It's just crazy. And then 2 MSTs. I dropped down from 3 because 3 was too many. But definitely helpful in kind of OTKing your opponent. And then the final trap lineup is very small. I run 2 Solemn Warnings, a Solemn Judgment, and a Torrential because you don't need that much defense when you're going off so much. I'm going to have to rush this on the extra because I'm running out of time and memory. So, here we go. I run the staple synchros of Catastor, Brio, Black Rose, Stardust, Scrap Dragon, and Trishula. I'm proxying one of these, but I run 3 Wind-Up Carrier Zenmaines, because Carrier Zenmaines lets you get this, just lets you get your combos off, lets you just go absolutely crazy as soon as you want. It's such a broken card. I can definitely see it getting limited in the next few months. But Wind-Up Zenmaines, you just have to run that. Has to be run. Then I run 2 Wind-Up Zenmaines because there's absolutely crazy amounts of Exceeding in this deck. Again, not much else to be said. Also for level 3s, I run 1 Leve Air. I run a Leviathan as well. I forgot to put it in. I make room for it. I'll take out a Roach probably. But Leve Air, nutty as hell. And then finally I run the 1 Utopia. I chucked in Utopia Ray just for fun. I'd probably take it out, but Utopia Ray is good fun. And finally I run a Roach, just in case I have the protection, or in case I'm playing against a deck where Roach just really helps. But yeah guys, this has been my wind-up deck for the rest of March format. I'm probably going to run this at the next locals should the wind-up rats arrive on time or we pull enough stuff for it. So yeah guys, if you've got any rats or any Zenmaines for trade, let me know. But otherwise, let me know what you think. Comment, rate, and subscribe. I haven't been saying that much, but yeah guys, I'll see you in the comment box below. Have a good one.